All right, everybody. I'm going live on other channels. Welcome to August 6th. We're having a late start to the show, but we'll keep going for the full half hour. Already live on TikTok. Save some questions there. Thanks everyone for your patience. If you want to get your questions answered, most likely it's best to follow us on YouTube. That's U.S. Immigration Talk or JQK Law. It's less chaotic there than it is on TikTok. But I'm Immigration Lawyer John Khosravi. We take your questions about U.S. immigration. Please don't ask timeline questions because I really don't have good answers for that. Anything here is intended for not intended as individual legal guidance. It's really just general kind of stuff to help you know more about the immigration process, but you need to consult with an immigration attorney in private about your case. So we're live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. We stopped on Facebook because of some Facebook issues, as well as on X, or formerly Twitter. But having said that, let's get these questions in. Yoni asks, hello, if we have ordered deportation to qualify for parole, I have I-130 approved already. So the rules on this parole in place program are still not out. So we don't know how it's all going to work out. I'm guessing probably not, but we don't know. The government, and according to the Washington Times report, newspaper report, apparently they have no idea what's going on still with regards to the program. They're still training staff on what's going to be. So it's pretty chaotic, and unfortunately, that means a bunch of mess ups. Ash says, when a case transfers from the NBC, the National Benefits Center, to a non-local field office, is that a good sign? It's just a sign that something's moved. We don't know. It depends on your case and what's going to happen. So I don't look at this as good or bad. It's just something happened, and we got to see what they say. Brian says, I'm already a resident for 5 years. Based on the 5-year analysis, getting divorced is okay for applying for citizenship, but they could look into your relationship. So you want to make sure you have evidence of those in good faith. Faye says, over 21 and not married. Well, if is F1, probably 9 to 13 years. If it's F2B, maybe a year faster than that. But it's all over the place. I don't want to speak Spanish, so I can't answer questions in Spanish. Nachi says, I just filed I-129F. Any tips, estimate? Any tips? No tips. Just do it right, and that's the fastest way it gets done. And no, I don't really get into estimates about things. Shine says, I'm in America. How much is it going to cost me to get a student visa? I don't know what the cost here. So there's not a place to ask the questions for individual costs or anything. Tosh says, what's the most important doc that we need for marriage with U.S. citizenship? It's not the most important. You need the basics. You need your birth certificate, passport, marriage certificate. If you've been divorce certificate. Potentially need police reports, depending on what it is. There's financial portion. There's evidence of relationship. So it's not a good way to look at it. It's just you got to get what you need to get done. It's not most or less. Chrissy says, outside of case taking longer, is there any other categories for writ of mandamus? I don't do lawsuits. So that's typically what I deal with them, but it's not something to focus on here. How long after getting married should you file? Whenever you can have all the documents together. There's no, you could do it immediately, but if your paperwork has to be correct. King asks, my husband files complete and they transferred it to Djibouti in October 23. How long will it take? I don't know. Patrick, I filed my marriage green card application 8 days ago. When will I hear back from them? I don't know. That's up to them. No estimates on timeframes. How can I reach you? Go to our website and contact us, jqqlaw.com/contact. Again, that's jqqlaw.com/contact. And that's that. Alex, good to see you on regulars. How can I cancel a submitted immigration case, humanitarian parole case, for instance? Well, if it's submitted on your behalf, would you write a signed letter withdrawing what you did? Lauren says, our case is refused. What does that mean exactly? Lauren, refused usually means administrative processing. Either they need more documentation or need to think about your case more. It could be an exception that someone going on your case that I don't know about, so I can't say for sure. But typically, it just means there's more analysis that has to be done. After your interview at the embassy, they should have given you like a piece of paper that kind of explains it. They're not always good at explaining what's going on. That's the general gist of it. All right, let's see what's happening really quick. Okay. Ed Stone says, I got my green card last year on VAWA. When can I apply for citizenship? Probably 3 years afterwards. Shanu, how do I contact you for a consultation? Go to our website, jqqlaw.com/contact, and fill out the simple form there. Jackknife, I'm the petitioner for my family, my mom and my dad. My mom, she got a visa, but my dad, I don't know. You end your question. Samantha says, after an interview, they're saying they're going to review, and they say you don't have any outstanding documents. Okay, you got to wait then. Milan says, I had voluntary departure. I re-entered again, and I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Been here 15 years. I got to do an individual review your case. How long does it take to get a green card? There's 15 different types of green cards and more subcategories of that, so that's not a question I can answer. Kim says, what if my spouse died and I want to file for his kids? It depends. If you've been married with your spouse before the children were 18, you could petition potentially. Uh, I don't know if it's any more facts. I'm sorry to hear that your spouse died though. Nick says, what documents do you need to file for a tourist visa application? We need a complete form DS-160 and then register an appointment with the interview. What documents you need? Basically, you need a passport. But if you need any particular stuff, criminal history records, background document records, it really depends on your unique background. No estimates. I don't give time frame estimates. Jatinder says, I filed a petition for my wife. She's been here in USA. Her biometrics almost done, almost a year. Nothing after that. Yeah, you got to wait sometimes. Can I switch my case from I-130 to VAWA? That's possible. Samantha, how long does it take to make a decision? And there's no timelines. I filed my I-45 green card about 2 years ago. I'm still waiting. I don't know what kind of basis of your green card case you have, and sometimes just cases take that long. How long could you be out of status if you get married before ICE comes looking for you? Forever. It depends on if ICE wants to come looking for you. Even then, you potentially may be able to get the green card. All right, we're getting a lot of timeline questions, so we're going to get it takes away the fun from the case. So please don't ask questions about timelines. I don't have good answers for them, so I don't want to give like bad answers to people on recordings like this. Tonya says, my children under 21 case got approved. They're in Jamaica. How it's gonna take? I think how long is it gonna take? I don't know. Depends on how long the embassy takes. How to go from F1 to a green card? Well, you get married. You have a family relationship. There's asylum, potentially employment. There's all these different things that are possible. John says, thank you. You're welcome. Uta says, my passport is expired. Do I need to renew it to apply for marriage green card? Inevitably, you're going to need a passport, so just renew it. And potentially, it could be considered a violation of your status if you don't have a approved passport. Now, a valid passport. Now, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's better just get a new one. Sepper asks, hi, John. Do you know when the result for H1B round 2 will be announced? They're already announced, and it's been closed. So if you didn't hear back from them yesterday, then they probably didn't get chosen. Don says, I try to pay the affidavit for my kids. I can't get through. What happens? I sent money or they send it back. Pay affidavit for my kids. You don't send it by money order. Which agency are you working with? Is it NBC? Is an online payment system for that? Shire says, if I hire you to file my case, do I need to be in LA? No, we are not. Half of our clients are not from Los Angeles, or like probably more than that. Immigration is international, so I just need to be able to upload and mail stuff to the government. Everything we do is by video, email, and phone call, stuff like that. Malik says, I want to apply for citizenship, but I just moved to California from New York. When can I apply for citizenship? Well, other than all the requirements of citizenship, one of the main ones is that you have to have been living in the state you're living in for at least 3 months before filing for citizenship. So if you just moved to California, you got to wait 90 days. Technically, they go by 90 days. And once that's done, then you could submit it. Uted says, I'm asked for expired. Do I need to renew it, apply for a marriage green card? I already answered your question, Uted. Better to do it. But it depends. If you say marriage green card, if it's consular processing, you're going to have it done before the interview. Who knows when that's going to be? If it's in the U.S., if you're married to a U.S. citizen, it doesn't matter much. But if you're married to a green card holder, that could be considered a violation. And alternatively, if you have an interview and if you enter a federal building, they may say we need a real ID by that time. So just renew it. That's the way to go. You're welcome, Ali. Alban says, I have 6 years in. I'm not sure what the rest of the question was. Mahmoud says, can we petition for our siblings? And the siblings are present in the U.S. How long will it take? Sibling petitions for citizens takes like 15 to 20 years. Your siblings need to maintain lawful status, not violations. So probably it's not going to happen. Malik says, where are your office located? I want to do my citizenship. I'm in Los Angeles. We only do everything video and stuff like that. If you're in LA and you need me to come to an interview, that makes a difference. But most of my cases, they don't need me to come to the interview. So Malik, just go to our website first, jqqlaw.com/contact, and fill it out there. We can have an initial consultation. But I'm in LA. But I take cases over San Jose, San Diego. Location doesn't matter for what stuff we do. Maddie says, any advice, suggestions for me after filing I-130 last week? Yeah, make sure you did it right. And so you don't have things pop up later, and then prep for consular processing ahead of time. I'm in Rancho Cucamonga, not that far. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga is going to have their interviews in the, in what's it called? San Bernardino, which I've done before. It's like a couple hours drive, so I don't drive out there anymore. But frankly, if you have a relatively clean case, unless you got criminal history or something like that, or some hardcore issue, you don't necessarily need to have a lawyer at the interview. So everything I do is online and stuff. So I can help you out. Shayu says, okay. Zane says, my kids and wife have green cards. I'm a U.S. citizen. Are the minors eligible for citizenship? If your kids are under 18 and you're a citizen and they're living with you, then they're already citizens. They automatically become citizens. You just got to get them, if they're under 18, certificates of citizenship form N600. AJ, how do I answer your question? Jackknife. After the interview with the requested for financial support, I said, how long does it take? There's no timelines for anything immigration. Mama says, answer that. Mildred, is it necessary to change my password name to my legally marriage name for my husband to file for me? No, it's not a requirement. Alvin, can we speak in private about my case? Schedule a consultation. jqklaw.com/contact. qklaw.com/contact. Malik, yes, my case is clean. No issue. I just need to come with me for the interview. So I won't be coming to interview. It's too far a drive. But I have an associate that's near there that could come with you. So I have a team member that could come with you if needed. It's just I'm in West LA and Valley and stuff like that. It's just too much of a drive. It's hard for me. Yuri says, how does I-360 take? How long? I don't know. I don't talk about timelines. Can you apply for citizenship while on temporary visa? Well, if a temporary visa, you first need to get a green card. And then once you get a green card, file for citizenship. Now, for getting a green card, what kind of temporary visa do you have? What's your background? What's the basis of a green card? So that's just like a whole long 30-minute at least conversation we need to have. That's here. Brett says, do they still do military PIP? They do, but they've gotten worse at it where it takes them longer and they hassle you about it. But military PIP is still doable. Mamu, I already answered your question in detail, so please stop asking the same question over again. Mike says, yes, as long as the attorney come with me, thank you for your answer. I'll be in touch. Yeah, we have an attorney, Oasis Kazi, will come with you. He's already in Orange County, very close to that office. How long? Okay, answer that. Is a lawyer recommended for RFE for marriage? Yeah, lawyers recommended for the whole process, and that would have avoided the RFE potentially. So Simpleton's 100% hire a lawyer. Do it soon because your RFE may have deadlines that coming up quick. Janice, can you file without a lawyer? Is it recommended? It's fully recommended. Fully recommended to have a lawyer. 100%. Nance says, I used to say, well, it depends on your cases and that. But after like seeing people filing their cases and then messing it up come to me, and people that are rocket scientists, PhDs, messing up their cases. And I'm like, yeah, just get a lawyer. If you can afford it, frankly, get a lawyer. Get a person who does this every day, day in, out. Like, look, I've been doing this live show for years. And before that, I've been doing videos. And if you research me in the immigration community, I've been teaching other lawyers, all this stuff, conferences. Someone who's obsessed with his work is the person to hire and help you with it. You only want to do it once, so just do it once. It's not like you hire. It's not like something you got to hire every week. It's just, get it done once and get it done right. Now it says my husband's case was denied in 2008. He returned to the States. Is he qualified? I don't know. I got to see what's going on. He may qualify for it, but I'm not sure if it's going to be helpful or not. Especially if there's like a permanent bar. Actually, can my spouse get citizenship while I'm on a green card? While I'm a citizen, but I live outside the USA. Can your spouse say, well, I'm on a green card while I'm a citizen, I live outside? So if your spouse is living in the U.S. and it's been 5 years, they can, but they can't do it under the faster 3-year process because they're not residing with you. We sent a request for initial evidence for your 445. Can you explain, please? Yeah, the government wants more information about your case. Okay, so we got some repeat questions. I'm going to have to kick you out, Mamu Yurik, if I see you ask this question again. Fancy, best way if my fiance is a U.S. citizen, I'm a British citizen, and I want to move to U.S. Download our guide, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Download the guide first, Fancy. Then schedule a private consultation because some of this needs to just be talked about in private, Fancy. So marriageimmigrationlaw.com is a guide on this, but schedule a private chat. Zane says, I'm a U.S. citizen. My children are outside U.S. and I apply for their passports. They have green cards. Yeah, I already explained to you that one. You apply for their passports and get an N600 if you match all the requirements. N600 is for a certificate of citizenship is recommended, although it's expensive. Maurice, if your U.S. citizen parent just passed away and you're 21 years old, can you get legal U.S. residency? Not if they're passed away. That doesn't help you. Sorry to hear about the loss. Mamu, okay, if I see it, okay, sorry, I have to, I don't want to mute you because it throws me out, but please stop asking the same question, Mamu, and you're it's just making it hard. Pusa, I got additional 4 years temporary visa. Can I apply for U.S. citizenship? I'm not sure what a 4-year temporary visa is. So, if you need a green card to file for citizenship, so schedule a private consultation and see what's going on. Obaida, hello, sir. I did my Info 100 interview. They sent RFE and no answer. Yeah, it takes a while. Who knows how long it's going to take. Okay. Alex, hi, John. Quick question on inconsistency analysis of humanitarian cases. How often do you deal with those issues? I don't do humanitarian cases, so I can't help with that. I avoid all humanitarian cases. Rami says, can you come to visit your family on tourist visa if you're waiting to get you could try, you apply for visa, but they can always hassle you, but people do it all the time. Viri, if my dad has a permanent resident card with category R2, is he qualified for citizenship already? Qualifying for citizenship is based on having a green card and satisfying certain requirements. So that information you provide here doesn't really help. And I'm going to have to mute a bunch of people. So sorry, it's going to really make it weird to keep what's going on. Throws everything off when I have to do that. Okay, Yurik is out too. Come on, people, don't ruin the system. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Wade. Does that apply for business visas? Okay, inconsistency analysis. I'm not sure what inconsistency analysis is per se, but they could yeah, they do look at inconsistencies. Potentially, they'll look at the DS-160 for business cases, and they'll look at what you said about work history and stuff in particular. And then later on, when you file for work visa that requires some sort of resume, they'll say what you send the resume for the green card doesn't match what was in the DS-160 when you applied for the visa. So there's fraud there, and that becomes a big problem. Okay. Okay. Maurice, if your U.S. citizen parent just passed away and you're 21 years, okay, answer that question. How long does it take for E3 from Pakistan? Forever. Maurice, answer that question. Consultation fee, yes, but email us. Go to our website first, jqqlaw.com/contact. Tell us about your case. Love, do you know why Form I-485 always changes status from 4 to 6 to 8 months of the ask? They don't follow any of the timelines USCIS gives you. They're all unreliable. Can I change my name after marriage without a social security number? Yeah. Okay. Withholding of removal pending. Can I apply for work grant? We don't handle court cases, so I don't want to get to withholding removal. I'm applying for citizenship, but I used to have reckless driving. Is that an issue? It depends on how long ago it was and what happened with the reckless driving. Does N400 get approved faster in election years? Yes. Nick says, so I was married and later found out my wife was married already, and I found out during the interview. Oof, that's going to be a big problem because your marriage is not valid. Alex says, I also love your fast responses, educational and funny. You're welcome, brother. Is that something you see often regarding fraud and kind of rarely? More and more now that their computer systems are better. So I've seen it happen in L1 cases, but it's like, it's not that often, but it's enough where you should expect that they're going to look at the DS-160. So a couple years ago, maybe even a year or two ago, we almost always, if there's any hint of something being off, we do a FOIA request for the DS-160s from the Department of State, which has gotten faster to get, so we can compare what they tell us. Or if people have filed asylum cases and then they come for us and they get married, we do a FOIA of the asylum case, because many times people don't read their asylum application, that their lawyer or their paralegal, whoever it is, does it, and there's massive inconsistency. So we have to collect the record and fix it before the government reviews it, so that they don't accuse us of misrepresentation. We just clear the record up what the correct information is. So it's very important. It's this issue that you're dealing with. I guess humanitarian cases, we don't handle the humanitarian portion, but if people have a history of humanitarian cases, we try to FOIA it, Freedom of Information Act request, to get a copy of it, because you do see mess ups pretty bad, where people, like a lot of times asylum, people just don't know how to do it, so they hire an accountant to do it. It's pretty annoying, and that person says doesn't write the stuff down properly, and it becomes a problem. Okay, Lauren, 221G, is that same as refused? Yes. Are transactions faster in 2024 for all countries? No. I'm not sure transactions do you mean cases, but no. I have a 10-year green card, which I got this January. When can I apply for my citizenship? I'm married in 2020. If you've been married, living with the green card holder, you could apply for 3 years. If you've been held a green card 3 years. But if you're married to a green card holder, you got to wait 5 years. I said that all fast. I'm not sure if I got out. Sorry. You're welcome, Alex. Okay. Alex, by the way, I think you're a lawyer, immigration lawyer, join our community on Circle.so. Message me and give me your bar number and stuff, and I'll add you if you're not already in the community. We got a lot of free CLEs and stuff there. If my dad has a permanent resident card, okay, answer that question. Hi, I'm waiting for my prima facie, almost 7 months. Normal? There's no normal when it comes to timelines. Can my son visit me with pending petition? He could try. It's up to the airport if they want to hassle him or not. So have a return ticket, travel light, and just let him know why you're coming. If my dad has a permanent resident card, we gotta answer that question 5 times. Penny, can my spouse get their driver's license while waiting for their status updated? If they have some sort of underlying status, yes. In some states, they'll allow you without status, so it depends. Carol, I got approved for spousal visa I-485 on Friday after 18 months. Congratulations, Carol. Wonderful. You got your life started finally. You know, it sucks to have to wait for this stuff. Yeah, circle.so, but message me. It's Immigration Lawyers Toolbox Community. Is separate from the law, JQK law. At SO, not ISO. You might be a member already. I'm not sure. How does one on TN visa reliably get a green card? Well, I mean, you get married, you find a job that applies. It depends on, there's no reliability. It depends on if you have the facts that match, just like anyone else who wants to get a green card. There is an immigrant intent issue that has to be dealt with in regards to renewing the TN stuff. So it's a little more tricky, but it's doable. Janessa, can I change? I already answered that question. How long is wait for citizenship interview? I don't know. I do. I know my cases, but it's so inconsistent that it's worthless for me to answer it. Mohammed says, I came to America, the tourist visa 2014. I'm still here. Any updates fix my situation now? Depends on your background. Alex, you're welcome. You're welcome. Mani, hi. You can see interviews. What are her chances? I don't know. I can't give chances to something I have no idea about. Penny, can my spouse get the answer that? Vicky, my son-in-law is Persian. He was born in Germany. He's been here 15 years and married 2 children. Okay, Vicky, I need more information. I don't know what your question is. I'm talking and yelling so fast, I'm burning out my throat. Okay, how much more time do we have on the show? We got 10 more minutes. Okay. Hi, send my I-485 in June. No receipt yet in LA County. Well, that's not good. June and not getting it bad is pretty bad. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Did they cash a check? You all, is there a difference in cost when you file for adjustment of status online or by lockbox? No, adjustment of status has the same price. Christina, I did my M400. I missed the part to add spouse info, upload birth certificate license. You can just fix that at the interview. It's not a big deal. You didn't screw it. So you get the interview, just tell them what's up. They'll fix it up for you. So how long is it? Or you could upload the online system and correct it, but the interview you fix. That's not a big deal. How long does it take Canadian citizens to get U.S. citizenship? There's no automatic path for a Canadian to get U.S. citizenship. So it's like what you're saying is a possibility. It's just the same as most other people. Zichon, my spouse's case was reviewed a year ago. How long it takes, I don't know. Do you help with dual citizenship? Not dual citizenship. We help people get U.S. citizenship. It might be dual, might be not. I don't know. Emmanuel says, my wife is asked by embassy to submit access one waiver. Is she innocent? Can I do legal on that? If she's innocent, well, I don't know. You maybe do legal. If she's innocent, I mean, she doesn't need a waiver. You need to deal with a consular first to tell them what's going on, and then probably getting a congressional help or something, because LegalNet is just such an unreliable way to do it. I don't like contact LegalNet because they usually don't read it unless you really have to. Marlon says, I find my I-751 out 2.5 years ago. I filed. Okay, active review is that long? No, the I-751s take a long time. If you could file for citizenship, do that. Becca says, well, I get a green card as an H4 holder if my H1B spouse gets a green card. If you file for adjustment with them, you don't just get it naturally. You got to file and do all that kind of stuff. So can someone apply for U.S. citizenship if you owe money IRS? No, they'll deny it. You have to have some sort of payment plan. We don't give timelines on anything. Mohammed says, I came to U.S. Your answer that. Will I be interviewed if I apply for a green card beyond my marriage, no matter what? Married for 3 years. Not no matter what. During the Biden administration, they stopped doing interviews for most cases, but who knows? That could come later. Imran says, I have a 10-year green card. We answered that. Vasalu, I just got a STEM OPT. Congrats. What would be next step to get more solid and longer visa? Usually people get an H-1B, but if you got STEM OPT, that means you studied in STEM. And if you're a PhD or a master or something, you should look into doing NIW, especially while this administration is still around. Mohammed, I came to answer that question. Mohammed, I answer your question in detail. Please don't ask the same question. Emmanuel, I answered that. Kiki, I-130 approved 1 month ago here in the USA, married U.S. citizen. I-485 is pending normal. Yeah, there's no normal on these timelines. It's kind of ridiculous. Zara, if I have a question. If I marry New Jersey, and can we register our marriage different state? That's a state-based marriage question. If you got married somewhere, you probably registered there too, but that's a state-based marriage question. It's not per se immigration. I can't answer that. Ashcroft says, me, U.S. citizen, need to live outside USA. Spouse green cards in the U.S. Issue providing bona fide marriage. Not per se. It's more complicated, but it depends on the facts and the reasons and what documents you have. SBL, how easy it is to get my mother here from Africa and I become a citizen last year? It's generally easy, except for the fact that African cases from some countries in Africa are taking forever to get an interview. So there's some delays there, but we got to see what's going on. It depends. Your mom married, and are you listed as a child? Are you listed as a child on your birth certificate with your mom's name listed as your mother? So it's not easy or hard. It depends on each individual's facts. Any DACA news? No. DD for Lebanese? I think they did something like that. Can I work on H-4 visa? I think I have to file for work visa, but they opened it up depending on the facts. Not everybody. If you have adjustment status pending or something like that, or you have I-140 pending for a certain amount of time, there's some sort of rules I can't remember off the top of my head. Missy, how long after RFE medical? No, I don't know how long. Okay. Actrov FB, schedule a consultation, jqqlaw.com/contact. How much more time do we got? We got, let me go to YouTube. We got, 8 more minutes. I started the show late, so we'll go a little bit later. A lot of timeline question. My fiance has been waiting 320 days for humanitarian parole. I'm American. What can we do? Do a fiance visa. Humanitarian parole is not reliable. New York, my BI assignment is administrative closed and viable approved. If I'm arriving alien, can I receive medical RFE? I'm Arabian. I see. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. That's not a question. Okay, we got a lot of repeat questions. Okay, Mississippi, you're gonna have to kick you out or mute you because you keep asking the same question over and over again. And Muhtetu, I'm gonna mute you. You can't ask questions 50 times. It's very hard to keep track of what's going on. Can I downgrade from EB2 to EB3 with employer and job position change? Potentially, but schedule private consultation. It's not something to say yes, and I don't want to say something here and that's wrong. Hi, Oz. Good to see you, Oz. Let's go to Instagram. All right. Tanya, what visa do you think is best to apply for spouse if I have a green card is fast one approved? H-1B or O-1. I don't know. It depends on what they can get. It's not like you could choose anything you want. It really depends on their background. So it's like I guess say EB1A, but extraordinary ability, but your spouse may not have me the top in their field at it. So it's not a good way to go about it. First, we have to see what you got. It's kind of like saying what's the best food to cook, and I'll say, okay, what ingredients do you have? So let me know the ingredients. I can tell you what you cook out of it, if anything. Are you familiar with Afghan humanitarian parole cases? No, I don't do those, and so I can't get advice on those. Can you travel in the States without filing? Within the States, they're not supposed to ask you for immigration status, so there's some risks because they might just ask you, but typically it's okay. Ima, I'm gonna go for F1 visa interview. Any tips? Talk with the lawyer in private first to prep you well. We have a friend who preps, who's former consular officer, preps on this. Email me, I give you their information. It's a paid consultation, but you want to do that. So he says, are you familiar with Afghan? No, I'm not. Zishan, got an immigrant visa interview. They didn't get my passport. Gave me a white paper to initiate processing. Yeah, you got to wait, see what happens. Isha, if I come to U.S. before my green card expires, like a week before, so you kind of visit U.S. If you got a green card, you come to the United States. If you've been absent for a long time, they can hassle you at the border. But you should file a renewing green card. Jeanette says, what are your fees for marriage green card for a simple case? Well, the thing is, clients never know what actual simple case is. So I can't just say it out. We got to schedule a private consultation, and we can do it there. There are consultation fees. But first, download our guide, marriageimmigrationlaw.com. After you do that, schedule a consultation, jqqlaw.com/contact, and we can talk in private because I've never seen a simple case before. It's just, people think it's simple, then we dive into it and you find a bunch of problems. And then we already quote a price and we say, okay, there's 4 hours more work and there's more fees, and people get annoyed of us. So I just say, let us review your case first and then we do it. Tanya, he's got a good background. That's good. Let's see. My lawyer put my work in green card and it's waiting game, but didn't do for an extension. What to do? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your case. If I have a green card and it charges a kid under 18 charge job, why do I get held every? That's this immigration. That's at the border. They do that. What's your thoughts on parole visa via Cuba? I don't have any thoughts on that. Tanya, can I apply for a fiance visa if I have a green card? No, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Iron classes. My I-7 guideline got approved with 0 photos submitted. Is that normal? Yeah, there's no normal in immigration. Daddy says, does K3 filing help I-130s? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. EAD approved and Advanced Pro approved recently. Is that a good sign? No, it's unrelated. For every green card. Can I work on F1, BS psychology, and pay my fees? Unless you have work authorization. If you don't, no. Mario says, I have 2 entries as a child. I was waived in both times. Would I have the permanent bar qualify for PIP? I mean, you got to show that you're waived in. They have to believe you. So pro in place, you may be able to qualify for it, but if we don't know the exact rules for it because they haven't given it to us. But if you want to apply for a green card, they may charge you with the permanent bar. So that could be an issue because the waived in thing may not be accepted. I am Mikini says, what's the maximum wait time for I-130 for approving? There's no maximum wait time. It could be 100 years. Nadu says, my green card is approved through waiver. Can I get my U.S. citizenship? I don't know what that means, approved through waiver. We have to see what's going on, how long you've had it. There's all these other requirements. Tanya says, you think it's a good idea if I apply for my spouse immigration visa as well as them applying for visit? I don't know your case, so I can't say, but if you could do it, I qualify for deportation and absentia when I was a kid. Can I still apply? We don't know. We don't know the exact. So a consultation fee between $250 to $325. It could be more if you got some really complex situation where you spend hours on it. Sammy says, how long does the waiver get approved? I don't know. This done by mail. The compulsion includes passport photo to an envelope. You don't need passport photos for I-130s unless it's for a marriage case. Not in the job of predictions. So we just do what we have, and you give you honest answers when we have. Ozzy says, I'm married to U.S. citizen. She has passed last year. I got advanced pros. That's safe. For my adopted, so yeah, answer that question is I said you don't need to have passport photos for a child case. It's only for marriage cases. And Crystal says, does voluntary return affect me getting a green card? I'm married to U.S. citizen DACA. Depends. I got to see what the situation is. And we don't know the regulations for the PIP. So there's more to it. I got to review, Crystal, to be able to answer that question. And I guess with that, started late this week, but we'll be back 4 p.m. Pacific time. Hopefully next Tuesday. I'll be back next Tuesday on 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and what is one more? LinkedIn to take your questions live. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. If you want to schedule a private consultation, go to jqqlaw.com/contact, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.